Okay, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the first day Mission Driven of 2026. I think you probably noticed we switched to quarterly this year. I had a few questions about why that is, and uh, it's really about my schedule and everything that I have going on and trying to find a good cadence for these meetings. And I wanted to keep them going, so we switched them to quarterly. So I appreciate everybody being here. The extension is for everybody, and our programs and policies are consistent with federal and state laws and regulations on non-discrimination. We are glad you could join us today. Here's our agenda. So we quick welcome and then some announcements, and I'll talk about a little bit about the Northwest Flower and Garden Festival, the work that we're doing with telling our story, give you some green school updates, and then Kathy Lamoureux from the State Foundation will speak, and then any good of the group. And by way of welcome, and as we start our 2026 outreach year, just want to give a few reminders about, excuse me, about the initiatives that guide our work. Our WSU Extension Master Gardener program serves the Resilient Washington Initiative of creating an adaptable workforce, providing a secure food supply, maintaining sustainable natural resources, and supporting thriving, healthy communities, families, and individuals. All by focusing on our mission to engage university-trained volunteers to empower and sustain diverse communities with relevant, unbiased, research-based horticulture and environmental stewardship education to address 9 program priorities. And we do this all serving through and in alignment with our program values. Our program values really describe who we are as an organization, right? It's, in a sense, they are our personality. They describe the beliefs, behaviors, and expectations that create a culture that the WSU Extension Master Gardener program expects and lives by. So we value personal and professional research and discovery because it encourages us to stay current about horticulture and environmental stewardship to meet the unique needs of our communities. We foster and benefit from an atmosphere of diversity and inclusivity because our differences inspire creative thinking and innovative solutions. We act with integrity because trust, truthfulness, and respect create healthy and positive culture. We are committed to stewardship and sustainability, serving as ethical and responsible stewards of our natural resources, human resources, and university resources. We collaborate because together we empower healthy and resilient communities. And finally, we are a dynamic and responsive program where knowledge inspires change. Internally, we work to build a cohesive statewide program of highly trained, competent, and engaged volunteers who know and understand our program's purpose, who know, understand, and can explain how what you do supports the land-grant educational mission of Washington State University, Washington State University Extension, and our Master Gardener program, who can support the telling of a compelling and impactful story, who are a household name and a go-to resource, and who are empowered to develop, implement, and evaluate mission and vision achieving programming. We've made this is an internal facing vision that I created for myself when I applied for this position in 2018, 2019. And I live by this mission every single day, and I share it with coordinators and with volunteers when I have the opportunity to do so. Everything that I do is connected to these bullet points, and we've made incredible progress internally on all of this. There's been a lot of hard work and a lot of heart work in this. And each of our 6 strategic initiatives come from these bullet points as well. And the progress that we've made is a testament to each of you, to our program coordinators, your dedication, your leadership, your caring, and your commitment. So please accept my sincerest gratitude. I'm very proud of the work that we've accomplished as a program, and it's truly an honor to serve all of you. So I'm gonna stop sharing for just a second here. And I want to talk about those 6 program initiatives that I was just speaking about. As program coordinators, we will all come together in person in June for the first time since 2024. We've kind of been doing it every other year. We used to come together every year in June. So this year we are coming together again in Puyallup. And during this meeting, we'll spend some time debriefing Green School, using the input and feedback from learners. Like we've had a number of learners contact us and give us some feedback, which we've been very grateful for. We want Green School and its curriculum to be the best that it can be. We will also, there are pre-post surveys, that we implemented and learners have responded to. So those surveys are currently being analyzed by our survey group, and we'll use that information to review at our in-person program meeting. And then a coordinator survey will be deployed in April, and we'll use that information as well to really guide what the future of Green School looks like. We will share success stories and challenges and engage in some cross-pollination to learn from each other at that June meeting. And again, Bryce and I will use the results of this effort to inform our future, what Green School looks like in the future. I will say that the timing for Green School will be the same in 2026. So we'll start in the July timeframe for application, or sooner if you'd like. Registration will open August 17 and run through the end of September. And then the course will start in the beginning of October. So the exact dates are still being defined, but in general, it will be the same as it was for 2025 into 2026. I'll give you more detail about Green School in the next few slides, but I also wanted to say during this June meeting, we will spend some time reviewing our 6 initiatives that guide our work. We will celebrate progress and also ask ourselves about continued relevancy. What comes next? So we'll be looking at that. Those 6 initiatives are in general a strategic plan. It's high level, but it guides what we do. And so at the program coordinator meeting in person, we'll be reviewing those things, looking at progress, and talking about what we should be doing next in those 6 initiatives. And as a reminder, those 6 initiatives are telling our story. Our infrastructure team, we have a professional development group, quality resources, cultivating belonging, and then program and foundation relations. So the telling our story work is all about being able to share our impact and public value. The infrastructure team is all about making sure we have the tools to manage our program. So M365 is a part of infrastructure, as is our volunteer management system, GivePulse. Professional development, this group is hasn't been as active as we'd like it to be, but we offer a variety of professional development for program coordinators throughout the year, anywhere from national webinars to conference opportunities to simple, work and strategies for cultivating belonging. In fact, we have in June, we're going to be doing a little professional development too on like outreach. Quality resources, this is where Green School came from. Cultivating belonging is all about reducing barriers to participation and diversifying our volunteer base and making sure that we have a positive culture statewide in our Master Gardener program. And then program foundation relations is the team that works on the roles, clarifying our roles, rights, and responsibilities that are, shared and distinct, and creating a very mutually beneficial collaboration between the Master Gardener programs and the foundations that support our program. Any questions about that work? Just realizing I can't see you. So if you have your hand up, I don't know it. Okay, doesn't look like it. Alrighty, and then next I want to talk about the work that WSU is doing. WSU Extension is engaged in right now. That is all about adapting for future success. So it wasn't that long ago, WSU announced a regional director model. Have you heard about it? Some people have.
Tiny bit.
Tiny bit. Okay, so I bet you're curious. So I'll share a little bit about it. Scrolling down on my notes here, so I want to make sure I'm saying the things I want to say. All right, so WSU is really at a pivotal moment in its journey to make sure we are engaging with our communities with research and program delivery across the state. As societal needs evolve and demands on extension services grow and budgets decline, WSU has to adapt its county regional leadership structure to ensure future success. This means that some county extension offices will no longer have county directors. Instead, WSU is going to hire a regional director in a 100% administrative appointment to handle office administration in the region. This model frees up faculty and staff to focus on programming and community engagement. WSU Extension has been very strategic in this effort, involving all stakeholders from the Washington Association of Counties, our some of our other stakeholders, including county directors and other funders. So we've been working, a core committee was established in September of 2024 to start this work. And then we announced earlier this year. So I'm gonna try to get over to a different screen here, and I want to share if I can.
And Jennifer, is this model just for extension or is it for WSU more broadly?
Extension.
Okay,
It's
thank you.
the Office Leadership for Extension.
Okay, thank you.
Try, what is this going to share? That's not what I wanted to share. So, Deborah, could you tell me what you're looking at? Are you looking at a screen that says
Adapting
adapting?
for future success,
Okay.
regionalization. Yep.
Okay, great. Thanks.
You might, yeah, there you go.
Okay. I'm going to switch. I think you're looking at the wrong screen though now, huh? You're
Yeah,
looking
we're
at my
seeing the
own screen.
presenter view.
Okay. All righty.
Take a minute.
All right.
There you go.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I have a new computer, so it's not quite behaving the way that I'm used to it behaving. Yeah. Okay. So this is a handout that Extension has created, the core committee created, that talks, kind of describes what we've been working on. At the bottom is the timeline. Um, so you can see it started in September 2024, and the different rationale and criteria example models. We looked at a variety of institutions across the US that have already adopted a regional model like this. We did, internal evaluation and feedback with key questions, external communication to county leaders, drafted a plan and began identifying pilot regions. And then in February 2026, finalized the plan. And then we're starting the recruitment for regional directors. Our 5 guiding principles are really preserving local relationships, enhancing program delivery, fostering collaboration and equity, supporting staff through this change, and building a sustainable future. I was a part of this core committee, and my role on this core committee was to make sure that our volunteer programs and volunteers also were very supported through this change, and even after the change, once it's fully implemented.
And Jennifer, is this handout available anywhere? Because when we had a discussion about this here in Skagit at our board meeting on Monday, even our extension director didn't seem to have this ready to hand.
Yeah, I need to, because it's in a file that the core committee has access to,
Okay.
and Vicky's been sharing it broadly, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure if she shared it, as a handout for
Okay.
handing
That's
out.
just fine. Just
Yeah.
it's useful. It's helpful. It's just it
Yes.
helps all of us
Yes.
understand better if we had, at least
Mhm.
could share it. That's all.
Yep. Yep. I agree. So here are the 2 pilot regions that were announced. So Northeast and Southwest. So in the Southwest, it's Clark, Cowlitz, Lewis, Pacific, Thurston, and Wahkiakum. And then the Northeast, the Colville Tribe, WSU Extension Office, Ferry County, Okanagan County, Pend Oreille County, Spokane, and Stevens. So some of you probably know, like we're looking at that Southwest region, and Pacific County is in that region, but Grays Harbor is not. And the Master Gardener program is Grays Harbor Pacific. Right. And so, that we knew that going in, and it at this time will not change the operations of the Master Gardener program in Grays Harbor and Pacific counties. And I've been meeting with the county director in Grays Harbor, and then also the 4-H director, and talking about what that looks like. But in general, and I've also met with the coordinators in Grays Harbor Pacific, it won't change operations there for the Master Gardener program. And I will be starting meetings with the program coordinators in these regions to analyze and look at, what does regionalization mean for the Master Gardener program? What does it not mean? And what could it mean? And so my goal is to have highly effective teams of program coordinators working in the regions. What it means for each region might be different in each region. And so I will be working with the coordinators, county directors, regional directors on a consistent basis to determine what this means.
Jennifer, I just created a PDF of that PowerPoint that was sent out. So do you want me to share that in the chat? Or
I'm not sure which one you have, which one was sent out. I have like a lot of different versions, so I want to make sure that what you have is the one that was
to you.
Okay. Yeah, and then I can share it out with the recording of this meeting.
Okay.
Thanks, Linda.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that happened during with this is that my position changed. And so I'm still 100% Master Gardener, but my position was elevated from what the title of coordinator specialist to director. And what that means is I will have, thank you, Deborah, I will have direct supervisory responsibilities for program coordinators in the regions. I will also have additional responsibilities around contracts, supporting fund development, and overall management and leadership of the Master Gardener program. And so that means I report directly to Vicki. So if you're looking, Vicki is our Associate Dean and Director of Extension. So if you're looking at the bottom of this slide, you'll see that the Director of Master Gardener that reports directly to Vicki. And this is just a subset of the full org chart. So we are at the beginning of this. These are pilots in the sense that we will use the implementation of these pilots to inform how best to move forward with additional regions. This there's also a FAQ here. So I'll make sure we get this out to all of you. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth question down, which counties are in the pilot? You'll notice that there's a third one here, Southeast. So, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Let me see if I can get back. Okay, so Southeast, it's not technically in a pilot region. We have a county director in that area that has been managing those counties in a regional capacity for quite some time, and Mark Heitzman. And so he is looking at regionalizing programming in that area. So while technically it's not in a region, like what you see in the map, there is some regionalization happening in that area. So we'll get this shared out with you. Yep, good. Questions? Mhm.
Question, yes. Is it expected that this will go statewide, or will there be some counties where they'll maintain a single extension director? Or do we
Yeah,
not know yet?
I'm not sure we know the answer to that yet. Some of the factors involved with regionalizing are gaps in counties that don't have county directors. And
Yeah.
so, and then also county commissions and, where they sit in this. They're our partners, and we want to understand where they sit and, what their situation is. So as counties become ready, as we lose county directors in a county, that will, that will inform how the regions happen, in addition to programming that happens in the regions, right?
Mhm.
So, but I think overall the end goal is to have every county in some sort of region. The timing of that is, remains to be seen. Yeah, when you look at the handout, the full regionalization plan completed by 2028. Okay. Any other questions? Alrighty, so now let's see if I can find my other slide deck that I was sharing and get back to that. Okay, are you seeing the Northwest Farm Garden Festival slide? Yay!
Yes.
Okay. Terrific. So I just want to say thanks to the Master Gardener Foundation of Washington State and for all the participating foundations who made it possible for us to participate in the Northwest Flower and Garden Festival for the 4th year in a row. If I'm being honest, going into the festival this year, I was like, man, is this really worth it? It's expensive. Is it worth it? And I left the festival thinking this is absolutely worth it. So, and here's why. I think it's so important for our program to be present at the festival because of a few things I said earlier, right? So we're working on a cohesive statewide program. And when we come together, when volunteers come together from different counties across the state, that effort does more for building that cohesive statewide program than anything I've seen. Also, becoming a household name and a go-to resource. We visited with 1,500 people, probably more, but these are meaningful conversations that we had. Getting our name out there so people know who we are, what we do, and why we do it. So participating in the festival, I think, is integral to serving our program mission and achieving our stated initiatives. So, yep, during the festival, we had meaningful conversations with more than 1,500 visitors. We did track it by program priority. So let's see, we had 47 climate change, 72 clean water. We had 44 water conservation conversations, 146 conversations on soil health, 118 on pollinators, 169 on local food, 186 on biodiversity, 197 on nearby nature, 6 on wildfire preparedness, and 273 about becoming a Master Gardener volunteer. Right? So it's a nice breakdown there. What I want to do and will do with the next round of Green School registration. Last year we asked, how did you hear about us? But we didn't provide a drop-down menu. So this year we're going to provide a drop-down menu, and Northwest Flower and Garden Festival will be one of the options. I'd really like to know if people learned about Green School or becoming a Master Gardener volunteer at the festival. I also want to say that thanks to Tana Hasser, we deployed a 4-question qualitative survey at the festival to capture public perceptions about our presence at the show. So we were able, the 3 of us deployed that. So Tana, Gary Scheider, and we were able to get 35 people to stop after they visited with a Master Gardener volunteer in the booth to give us a little bit more of their input. So not a large response, but the ones who did reply or respond were very consistent. And you'll see a couple of the responses here. So Master Gardeners are always an excellent source of information. And then the Master Gardener program is the foundation of the entire Northwest Flower and Garden Festival. Everyone is here because of gardening. It's nice to have such a wide booth that welcomes us. So next up for us is working with the state foundation to determine whether or not our participation into into 2027 is worth it. So we'll be using some of what I'm sharing with you right now to inform future participation. We asked program coordinators, and then we asked state foundation reps to provide input as well. Any questions or thoughts about the Northwest Flower and Garden Festival?
Jennifer.
Hi, Kyle. How are you?
Hi, I'm well. Good morning. I would also, if it's appropriate, I would probably suggest sharing the data from the previous years because I am suspicious that it's increasing as we've been there over the last 4 years.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look back at that. And I'm not sure that it is increasing, but I can look and we can compare that that's a good thing for us to look at. Yeah.
One anecdotal thing we heard here from some of our volunteers that helped out at the booth was that some of the MG hosts weren't as well equipped to reach out and kind of draw people into the booth. So if there's an opportunity for training ahead of time, even something short and easy, we know it's a skill set to bring people into a booth. So
it is a skill set, Deborah. You're right, and we're having a speaker in June at our coordinator meeting, all about that, like how to do outreach. And my biggest thing is, okay, well, this is to program coordinators. It has to be kind of a train the trainer type of thing so that the coordinators can then take it back to volunteers. So, and that's its intent. Yeah.
In our volunteer training here in Skagit, we added as one small module that we add to training our interns, and it's been really helpful.
Oh wow, that maybe share.
Sure. I mean, there's no rocket science here. We just talk about it and then make sure they get out to one of our farmers market booths. That's a requirement for them to finish so that we can do it more hands-on.
Right. So the wheel that you're seeing there, the kids loved coming in to play this spinning wheel, and it had IPM type questions on it. And it was quite incredible to hear the kids brainstorm answers. Like they did a pretty darn good job. It was really neat to listen to. Yeah.
You're right. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, good. I'm glad. And then the other thing that I'm thinking about, so this is the first year we like kids were just coming in. They just loved it. And um, the show has a scavenger hunt for kids. And if they find all the things and do participate in those activities, they get, um, I think it's a daffodil. It might be a tulip uh, from Toyota, which is the show sponsor. So I want to get on the kid scavenger hunt list. So we'll be looking at that if we participate again next year. Okay. So next up, telling our story. I don't have the final 2025 report ready for you yet. I just 2 weeks ago closed the survey for Master Gardener Program coordinators. So we're currently looking at all of the data and aggregating it, curating it, getting it ready for the annual report. So that will be available in the coming weeks. And I will, once it's ready, I'll share it with program coordinators, with State Foundation, and then it will also be on our program website. Sharing it with the State Foundation will get it to County Foundation leadership as well. So the survey, so the annual survey, coordinators answer an annual survey every single year, and that's all about the numbers. So it's the numbers of volunteers, the numbers of clinics, the numbers of questions asked in clinics by program priority, the number of outreach events held by program priority. And then also the program priority surveys. So we launched those in 2023. I think it was 2023. And this year we have a response rate that is significant enough to be able, from the 2025, significant enough to be able to really have data to back up the stories that we tell. So the program priority surveys in combination with the annual survey this year gives us good data to tell a compelling and impactful story. So we have short-term, medium-term, and long-term responses to some of our program priority surveys. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what that data tells us and putting it into a narrative. Being able to have that qualitative and quantitative story about the differences our program makes across the state is more important than ever, right? State budget cuts, county budget cuts, or declines in our county budgets, and federal uncertainties make it imperative that we can describe how what we do makes a difference in our programs, in our counties across the state, to our communities, for environmental health and for individual, family, and community health. I met with our new dean a couple weeks back, and he said we need to be able to tell him and our funders what will happen if the Master Gardener program goes away. Has no indication, he's not saying it's going away, not even a little bit, but we need to be able to answer that question. So in addition to the annual survey and program priority surveys, we're also going to be, I'm slowly getting going on a survey to all volunteers. I'm hoping to be able to launch that next year, but it will ask questions like that. Like how, if the program went away, how would that impact you? What does the program mean to you, and how have you benefited from it? How has your health benefited from it? So I'm not sure what the question is yet. So it'll be some, working on some applied research, and we'll see where we go with that. But answers to this annual survey, the program priority survey, and then building the volunteer survey. We have to be able to have answers so that I can advocate for our program and on behalf of you, and so I can provide solid qualitative and quantitative information for our deans to be able to advocate for us as well. I'll also say that the program priority survey responses, we should have those out to the county. So if you deployed them in your county and you're waiting for your results, we have enough this year. So you will be receiving your results by the end of next week. We are currently finalizing and sorting the data by county. So a huge thank you to all of you for helping in this effort. It's a lot. It's a lot to ask. I know it is. But it's so incredibly important for our continued success. Okay. And then Green School, first year of Green School is complete. Huge shout out to each and every one of you who adapted and adopted. It was a lot, especially for the counties who trained in the beginning of 2025 and then had to start all over again and start in fall of 2025. But this, I feel like it was a good success. So we had just over 1,000 registrations. At the end of February, we had more than 800 complete the final exam and earn the certificate. And we have 88 learners who have an approved extension. So that's only about a 10% attrition rate. It's pretty darn good, I think. We had about 500 new Extension Master Gardener volunteers, about 300 currently certified Master Gardener volunteers take the training for continuing education, and about 220 Washington Gardener certificate earners. Our pre and post surveys. So we had a pre-survey that our learners completed prior to taking the course, and then post survey. So both surveys are closed and the results are being analyzed. A coordinator survey will be launched in April. We're waiting to launch that until the local volunteer training is complete or nearly complete in every county. And then we will use the survey results to inform the future. I will also say that we had quite a few emails asking questions and providing feedback, and we're also keeping all of that, and that information will also inform the future. Questions, comments? Okay. So now that was all I had, and I'll turn it over to Kathy. Kathy Lamoureux is this year's Master Gardener Foundation of Washington State president. She's a Master Gardener volunteer in Spokane County. Welcome, Kathy.
Thank you.
Do you want me to stop sharing?
Sure.
Okay.
So I just have a few things that I just want to bring up, and I'm pleased that I'm able to do that this morning. And the first thing I just wanted to give everybody a heads up is that the State Foundation is looking at perhaps making some adjustments to our state awards program. We just want to make sure that it is actually awarding things that we want to award. And it doesn't mean that there will be huge changes, but it could mean that. And so we do have a committee working on that, and they are going to be reaching out to every county with a survey about awards. So you're going to be hearing from them probably in April to just get the sense of what each county is doing already in the county, whether or not you have awards programs in your county. Some do, some don't, and what they are, and then some ideas for the state awards. And the intent is that we will have this project completed enough that the awards that will be awarded later this year will reflect any changes. So it's an opportunity for you to share your ideas and your opinions. And so just keep an eye out. There'll be an email coming out to the foundation presidents and to the county coordinators probably in about a month. This is kind of a segue. One of the things about the awards is that they are given out at the annual meeting. And normally the annual meeting is held during AEC. You can see where I'm going. And so these things are all connected. And last year, when we did some bylaw revisions, we untethered the annual meeting from AEC so that on the years that there wasn't an AEC held, then we didn't kind of have to rethink how we're doing it and scramble for scheduling an annual meeting. So our bylaws now read that there will be an annual meeting once a year, and leaves the board some leeway in setting a date. So because we do not have an AEC scheduled for 2026, this will be a standalone meeting. But you can anticipate that it'll be about the same time as AEC. It might get pushed into October. We haven't set a date yet, but just sort of know that at some point you're going to want to, you'll be informed of the date, and it may or may not impact the deadlines for the awards, but it could. And speaking of AEC, as you're probably all very aware, we do not have AEC scheduled for 2026. And the total reason for not having AEC scheduled is that I stepped away from being the AEC director in order to focus on my president role. And we did not have anybody on the AEC team that felt they had the time or the preparation to step into my shoes. So we're taking a break. It's not the first time that we've taken a break from AEC, and we fully intend to go back. But right now is the time that we need to actively recruit an AEC 2027 team if we're going to get moving on it. It takes about a year to plan AEC and figure out the format and get all the speakers lined up and all those lovely things. And the team that worked on 2025 is ready, willing, and able to be either still on the team, just not in the leadership role, or at least as an advisor to that team so that we can have some continuity to how the program runs. So please, please, please think about that. We desperately need a program lead, and we need an overall lead in order to pull it off. And we would very, very much like to be able to say that AEC is back. It's an important part of our educational offerings. And the virtual AECs for the last 2 years have been very successful, and we'd like them to continue. So put that on your agenda for the next time you have any meetings in your county, and please bring it up, and let's see if we can find someone who can volunteer to step into those roles, and we can get it moving again. Just a couple of FYI dates. Every county does have representatives to the State Foundation Board that attend the board meetings. The next board meeting is a week from today. It's March 18th. So we expect to see all of the people that attend our board. There will be some always titillating and interesting things that we're talking about. We are still waiting for the binding ruling from the Department of Revenue, if that's on your mind. We have not heard from them, but perhaps by the next board, in a week we will. They did not give us a timeline for when they would answer us. And then the executive committee of the state board, which involves the officers, president, vice president, treasurer, secretary, and then it also involves the committee chairs and Jennifer. We have a retreat planned in Yakima for Saturday, March 28th. So coming out of that is a work plan that we will be sharing out to the board reps so that they can share it to the counties and let people know what we're thinking and where we're headed and the kinds of things that we're setting down as priorities. So, does anybody have any other question they'd like to bring up?
Thanks, Kathy. Anything for Kathy?
Okay, thanks.
All right. Any good of the group? Any burning questions you have? Go ahead.
Yeah, so we're struggling here in Skagit about the DOR and the sales tax issue, et cetera. And so in the absence of this binding ruling, I'm just curious if other counties have come up with any plan on how to sort out the, recording sales tax and reporting sales tax. So maybe it's too early, but, it's on all of our minds as we're planning events.
Well, we'd have to get answers from specific counties. We haven't had any county share anything with us. I do know in Spokane, the next thing that we have coming up, we have decided to just ask for donations to kind of hedge our bets until we get a ruling.
Sure. Okay. Thank you.
Anything else? All right. Our next staying mission-driven meeting is June 10th, Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. June 10. I will send out this recording and see about the regionalization handout. I want to be able to share something. Linda said something was shared out. It's hard. So whatever she was shared publicly, I'll make sure to share that with you. Alrighty. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody, and stay warm. It seems like winter's finally here.
Yeah.
Okay. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.